Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea called neural liberation. Think about this. What if you could go from being just a passenger in your own mind to becoming the actual architect of your thoughts? It's all about gaining conscious control over the very wiring of your brain.
So, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're just stuck in the same old loops? Reacting the exact same way to stress, putting off the same tasks, or getting caught up in the same negative thoughts day after day? Well, that feeling, that sense of being on autopilot, is exactly what we're going to unpack. So, what is this invisible force that kind of keeps us on autopilot? The source material we're looking at calls it the mental matrix. Our very first step is just to learn how to see it, to start identifying our own inner programming. Now, the mental matrix isn't some science fiction movie concept. Nope, it's the very real, invisible architecture of our minds, and it's built from years and years of repetition. It's the reason you might automatically reach for your phone the second you're bored, or why a certain comment can just instantly tank your mood. It's the system running your life in the background. And the signs that this matrix is running, well, there are things we all experience. I mean, look at these. That negative thought loop that just won't quit. The procrastination cycle that keeps you feeling stuck. That flash of anger or anxiety you wish you could control. Or that one habit you just can't seem to shake. These aren't failures, they're signals. And recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free.
Okay, so if we're all running this invisible programming, are we just stuck with it forever? Absolutely not. And this brings us to the most exciting part, the science that literally gives us a way out. It's the science of hope, really. For the longest time, science had this really rigid view of the brain. The whole idea was that once you hit adulthood, that's it. The structure of your mind is basically set in stone. You were, for better or worse, just stuck with the brain you had. We now know without a doubt that this is completely wrong. The concept that changes everything is called neuroplasticity, and I absolutely love this analogy. It's like a built-in software update for your mind. How cool is that? It means your brain isn't fixed hardware, it's adaptable, flexible software that you can learn to reprogram. This right here, this just perfectly shows the massive shift in thinking. On the left, you've got a story of limitation. On the right, a story of pure possibility. The most important part is this move from I am my brain to I can change my brain. That one little shift in perspective, that's the key to the whole thing. So with this power of neuroplasticity, our role completely changes. We get to stop being passive occupants, just living inside these mental structures we inherited. Instead, we become the architect. This quote just gets right to the heart of it all. It's a powerful call to action. It's all about taking ownership, realizing that the internal world you live in doesn't just happen to you, it can be built by you. And listen, this is such a critical strategy. Trying to fight an old, well-worn neural pathway is just exhausting. It's like trying to dam a huge river with your bare hands. It's not going to work. The architect's approach is way smarter. You don't fight the old river, you dig a new, more efficient channel and let the water naturally start flowing there instead. You build new pathways until the old ones are simply no longer the path of least resistance. So, the big question, how do we actually do this? How do we start digging those new channels? Well, let's get practical. Let's open up the Architect's Toolkit. The whole process really breaks down into 3 powerful steps. It's recognize, reframe, and reinforce. Think of these as the 3 fundamental actions of rewiring your brain. Let's take a look at each one. Okay, step 1 is all about awareness. It's about catching the matrix in the act. But here's the key, and it's so important, without judgment. You're not trying to beat yourself up for having a negative thought. You're just noticing it, like a scientist observing something. You just go, there's that thought again. Interesting. And here are a few super simple ways you can start practicing this. The mental pause just creates this tiny bit of space between a trigger and your usual reaction. Labeling is also incredibly powerful. So instead of thinking, I'm a failure, you step back and observe, I am having the thought that I'm a failure. See that small shift? It separates you from the thought itself. It gives you power. So once you've recognized that old pattern, you get this incredible moment of choice. And this is where the architect really gets to work. Reframing is the conscious act of swapping out that disempowering automatic thought with one that actually serves you better.
This table gives some absolutely perfect examples. Take a look at that first one. I'll never finish this. That's a dead end, right? It's paralyzing. But reframing it to, I can take the first small step. Well, that's empowering. It's doable. You're not lying to yourself. You're just shifting your focus from the overwhelming whole to the one manageable part you can do right now.
And now for the final and maybe the most crucial step, reinforce. See, a new thought is like a faint little path in a huge forest. To turn it into a superhighway, you have to walk it again and again and again. And this isn't just about repetition, it's about reward. Celebrate those small wins. Take a moment to actually feel the positive emotion of your new perspective. Every single time you do this, you are literally strengthening that new neural connection, making it faster and easier to use next time, until eventually it becomes your new automatic. Now, when you start putting these tools into practice consistently, you move beyond just having a blueprint. You actually start to live in a newly designed mind.
And I really want you to get this. This is not just some abstract mental exercise. No way. Every single time you practice this 3-step process, you are firing thousands of your neurons in a brand new configuration. You are physically, tangibly changing the structure of your brain. This is real work with real results.
And this is the ultimate goal. This is what we're talking about, neural liberation. It's the freedom that comes from knowing you are not at the mercy of your old automatic programming. It's having the true power to choose how you experience and respond to the world around you.
So let's end with a question for you to take away from all this. Now that you know you're the architect, what's the very first thing you want to work on? What's the first automatic thought or habit or reaction you want to redesign? What's the first blueprint you're going to create?